Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I posted a video. Guys, please remember to subscribe. If it's your first time to be in this channel, remember to subscribe and share the video with other people. I know so many people, they love trading indices these days. Like everyone is on indices. But there is something that I want to share today. It's just an idea of what you have to look. Most especially, let's say if you want to trade only Nasdaq, please remember also to look at USA 30 or S&P 500 for you to get an idea which one is going to give a stop hunt and which one won't give a stop hunt. So for that, let me start here. Let me put daily on each indices here. If you check the first one is going to be let me try to increase it a bit. No, let me put maybe 80. Okay, so the first one is gonna be the one down is Nasdaq. If you guys can check, maybe I might change. Let me change something like this. At least we're gonna see it from this side. Maybe it's gonna make sense. Yeah, because from this side it's gonna be a bit fine. So if we go back on time, the only thing that you're gonna see is gonna be what USA 30 did. I don't know, I'm calling US 30 or USA 30 is the same, depend on the broker. We have this low. Can you see, guys? We have that low as the major target, where we call it target. It's the same thing that happened on Nasdaq. We had something here, but if you can check properly, this is where we want to start. Nasdaq did something like this. Can you see, guys? This is what Nasdaq did. But my US 30 did something like this. Let me delete this one. I hope you can see what is happening from there. So then after that, when we went to the top side, this is what you need to pay attention more. When we went to the top side, you can see that when we had this area there on top, can you see what happened here on top? Something that you need to pay attention. Like, why I'm keep doing this. Can you see what happened? Here we had what we call a low resistance liquidity run. But what happened this side? We had a stop hunt. Guys, I'm sorry. I keep on selecting here. I want to use it the other side. Here we had what we call, we can even call, go on top and call it the higher resistance liquidity run. And when we had such things, what we expect, so in short, we call it a stop hunt. We're gonna say Nasdaq, US 30, create what we call a stop hunt, while Nasdaq creates a low resistance liquidity, the one we call like a SMS shift in a market structure. So meaning that this area become a strong zone for US 30 for them to come and do it and sell from there. Why? Because first we had liquidity. I've already explained about these things, like how I was able to catch the sell from here. There we had liquidity, market run that liquidity. But what happened here? Can you see what happened here? Market run, you see this area is the same as this, but just that on Nasdaq, market create the higher top. Let me delete all these things, guys, because it's a free version. So whatever it is. Then you see what happened here. This is why you see market get here. At the same time, there is people that they expect, no, because market is getting here, so let me also sell from here on Nasdaq. There is people that they sold from here because they see this on US 30. The only thing you need to pay attention is to look at this SMT and try to understand what is happening. You can see the way they're happening, what happened down and what happened to the top side. And you see what happened? Again, here, US 30 did the same thing, stop hunt, but here we create what we call a shift and markets continue to the downside. This happened like all over and everywhere, small time frame to higher time frame, they are happening like this. Even if we put, let's say, what do you call, S&P 500, you're gonna see S&P 500 give a stop hunt. Let me show you guys. S&P 500, I'm just gonna take it, or maybe let us do something like this, because I had another chart somewhere. What can I do? Maybe here, let me check, and I put S&P X 500. If we go to daily time frame, you're gonna see something like this. If we go to daily time frame, can you see what happened? Just check what happened. If you check this chart, you compare it to NASDAQ. Let me, guys, take NASDAQ. If you compare it to NASDAQ, the only thing that you are going to understand is that this one gives equal highs. That is NASDAQ. Then if you go to USA 30 on daily time frame, US 30, can you see what happened? This is because this is our market sell. From here, if we check on the sell side, do you see what happened? US 30, like on the big picture, it creates this. The one I was explaining because of the way it's going to hold. But when you start selling, you see what happened. Then if you come to NASDAQ, equal highs. If you go to USA 30, low resistance liquidity run. If you go to S&P 500, stop hunt. Can you see, guys? So you need to pay attention on all these details. You're gonna see they give the same day what is happening and how they are playing. This is what I was trying to show you guys on this one. Then let's say if we go to low time frame, you're gonna see this one. I have to change it again so that we can see what was happening, the difference and the other stuff. If we come again to the low time frame, let's say if we come here, this is the low time frame. Example here, that is just a typical example again. Can you check here NASDAQ? You see what happened? NASDAQ created this high. If we go to US 30, let me go again, just to be somewhere here. Okay. If we take this chart from this side, guys, I beg you again, please start checking these things. They are going to help you. Can you see here, when we have this, you can check, is the same day. You see what happened here, 7:30, what happened? And check what happened here, 7:30. Can you see what happened on 7:30? But when London, let's say New York, open, 10:30, and check what happened here on 10:30. You see what happened on 10:30. You understand that US 30 gives something like this. Oh, where am I going? US 30 gives something like this. What about NASDAQ? NASDAQ gives something like this. This is what NASDAQ did. So this is why you're going to end up seeing people, they get trapped because they want to see if NASDAQ is selling, at the same time, they have also to sell maybe US 30. No, it's not like that. Sometimes market is not going to be equal. Sometimes market is going to run. One is going to give a stop hunt and the other one won't give you. So this is something that you need to pay attention. Or one is going to seek more orders and the other one won't seek more orders. It's the same like what happened here. If you check properly, after NASDAQ ran this high and come to the downside, NASDAQ used a breaker. US 30 used a breaker. Let me show you guys. US 30 used this low. Can you see? US 30 used this low to do what? To come to the downside. But what about NASDAQ? NASDAQ seek for higher orders. Did not use this low, but they used for the higher orders. And at the same time, when NASDAQ was going to the upside, the same way like US 30 was going to the upside, NASDAQ was already complete this area. You see, there is even a stop hunt here because market ran this. But check US 30. US 30 fell on the big picture. Oh, sorry, guys. US 30 fell to run this high. But NASDAQ already ran the high. at 7:30. Then 7:30, this one fell. Nasdaq ran the 7:30. Let me show you guys again another one. Maybe it's gonna be the last one for us just to close this one, because this is just a quick one. So if you check here, okay, it's gonna be this side. If you check here, we're gonna go to the same time so that we understand what is happening. We create the Asian range, we create the Asian range. Here we are the same thing, and here we are the same thing. But you see this eye on US 30 did not run the eye. It fell. But what about Nasdaq? Nasdaq ran the eye. But check what Nasdaq leave to the downside. Nasdaq leave what we call eco lows. But what about my friend on top there? My friend on top leave stop ant. So what do you expect when market is opening? Let's say then we have more volatility in the market. What do you expect? This side, I'm not gonna look for the buy around this area. I'll look to see market give me a stop ant, because we have eco lows, and the eco lows, my friend, you know that is liquidity. Market is gonna seek for it. And when you have a stop ant like this, you know that this area is going to hold your market. I keep on making mistakes, guys. You know that is going to hold your market. Then check what happened on 9:30. This is 9:30. This side, market get here. Just give a small stop ant of this low. You see this low. Let me make a line there, because this one was a liquidity. Just a small stop ant that if you don't even pay attention, you wouldn't even know there was a stop ant. They give a stop ant of this one and hold here. But what about Nasdaq? What did Nasdaq did at 9:30? What is that Nasdaq did? You see, Nasdaq come 9:30, run these eco lows and push to the upside. This one hold here, did not go anywhere to the downside. But check again this time. You see, this almost 14. Now let me show you what 14 of Nasdaq did. Because Nasdaq is already done the job from the downside. Nasdaq just come here. This is 14. They mitigate this area, not because we had this fair value gap, but because we had an order here on M5 that market did not mitigate. There is an order somewhere here on M5. Market did not mitigate here. If you want, I'm gonna show you so that you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying I'm looking the fair value gap, the one that is there, but I'm looking at this. This is what I understand, that there was this week in the previous one, and market did not hold from here, and this is why you see market did come back to come and fill that inefficiency price. People, they just see inefficiency price, but they don't understand why do you have inefficiency price there. Market get here, fill the inefficiency price, and market push to the upside. You see, market did not want to come to the downside. I know a lot of people wait for here, because the way they see US 30 goes more to the downside, and they wait. US 30 just come because this one become a liquidity. They did not mitigate something here. If you go on the low time frame, you find a decision point there for you to know, okay, market could come here and feel that. This way markets come and feel. If you go, like, keep on going low time frame, you get something. Let us try M1 and try to see what is there. So if you go on M1, then you're gonna see we still have a decision point, the one that was resting here. They come, liquidity, all this is liquidity. Another liquidity they created here, they come, they run that liquidity, and this one will be your perfect entry for you to go to the upside. So in short, guys, when you are trading these things of US 30 and Nasdaq, please try to look, maybe we can take two of them, Nasdaq and S&P 500, or US 30 with Nasdaq, and try to understand what is happening around them, so that you know, okay, this is what was happening. If we go at the same time, we go and check, maybe let's say S&P 500, where is it? Let's go the same day. We try and look. Do you see what happened here? Can you see what happened here? This one also give a stop ant at the same time, and this one hold the price here, while US 30, Nasdaq use this one to go to the upside, but this one, they come and fill the order more to the downside. But US 30 come and run even this low. I hope you understand. So in short, what you're gonna tell yourself is that this one create this, same as NASDAQ. They create that. Can you see? Same as NASDAQ. While my friend US 30 create another story. While my friend US 30 create this. Can you see, guys? So this is how these things are happening. This is how they play, like every single day. It's just that we have to pay attention to these small details so that we don't go wrong on what we are doing like every single day. I hope this video is gonna make sense to someone. Please, guys, enjoy.